Ladies and gentlemen, and non-gender conforming individuals, it's another episode of the Morning Trap. I am Benjamin Dixon, clickbaity political thirst trap. It's just in the morning. Benjamin Dixon, joined by my brothers from other mothers, Marcus Farrell. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Good, good.
Had a good time joining your show last night, the Benjamin Dixon show.
Bro, we ended up going late, man.
Yeah, we ended up getting late, going late. You know what I mean? I managed to get a couple of barbs in with the BDP fam. You know what I mean?
What's up?
Uh,
What's up?
that's it. We're
That's
good.
what's up. That's love. Mundell, who has matching beanies for every outfit. What's going on, man?
Hey, tell them how you
I
really
want
feel.
y'all to know that I'm doing this show on the fear of the threat from Marcus and Ben that I sit in one position and I'm also obligated to smile 4 times a show, at least twice every hour. So
It's in your contract.
This show is no longer fun for me. It is absolutely hostile work. Okay, so it's my first smile of the hour.
Well, it's 4 smile per hour, so you owe us
What's
8.
good, boys? What's good, guys?
What's happening, man?
Ain't
Can I just say something to y'all real quick before we get into it?
Yeah.
Skinfolk not being kinfolk and all of the other shenanigans that's going on this Thursday morning. I gotta say this show is the first time my morning ritual during a political hour, because usually during like the end of October, going into election season, I have a ritual that I always do. I'm also obligated. The first hour of my day is always about me, and it's the only thing I did every day leading up to an election. That usually meant at 5 o'clock me getting up riding that bike and not being disturbed by anything. I'm super excited that this show has replaced that hour for me and become like more relaxing. I used to think that it was impossible for me to relax around people in a way that I could on that bicycle. So thank you guys for being mental exercise and better for my brain than the bike.
That's what's up, man. I'm happy that you feel that way because you niggas get on my nerves.
I was about to say, this nigga talking all this good stuff. He just got through cussing me out 5 seconds ago before I went
It's
live.
out of love.
Now,
It's out of love.
and now he talking about all this kumbaya nonsense.
My Chris Rock way. It's out of love. It's only love.
The first words out of his mouth this morning was "fuck you guys." That's the first thing he said when he got online.
Marcus, what I tell you about sharing house business online, boy?
But you keep okay.
God.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. Good morning.
Let me bring y'all
Good
over
morning,
here so I can.
Adele.
What's up, Jets? Let's do that.
I'm just doing. Everybody, take a second to share, like, and subscribe wherever you are. Click on that share button. Let's help get these numbers up so more people can appreciate and experience the clickbaity political thirst trap experience. Right, so they get it firsthand, especially on YouTube. If you hit that like button, it helps us. It helps spread the word even faster. I don't know. YouTube just likes that like button. This episode is clickbaity. All skin folks and kin folks. My brain ain't quite cut on yet. I'm just getting my coffee. There was a lot of coonery happening yesterday. There was a lot of coonery happening from all sectors between Jason Whitlock, Daniel Cameron, the Attorney General in Kentucky. You had just a lot. You had 50 Cent come out. It was just a lot. So who want to take who? Which coon do y'all want to cover?
I want to generalize first. Is my signal good? Okay, I want to generalize first. We talking about yesterday already, right? And the internet, right?
Hey, you know what's
you know what I mean? I mean, so you get a computer for 13 hours, and all of a sudden you technology god around here. Okay, Ben Dixon, you know what I mean?
I finally got my computer working again.
All skin folk and kin folk. What does that mean for white America who's watching this? Because we need to. I want to give a general overall theme to this. Every black person does not mean well for all black people.
That's right. That's right.
So white people need to know this because white people, y'all got to stop hiring any old black person just to continue shenanigans against all black people. Point blank. The system creates this monster called the sellout. And the sellout is a monster that has been bred from years of. I mean, we've had the sellout since slavery, probably since they picked us up from Africa.
1619.
Yeah, the ones that said, "Oh, they right around the corner, boss. If you give me some beads, or if you give me some land, if you give me a gun, I'll show you where they at." The sellout grew to what you seen in Steven and Django, the house nigga, right, or the house black guy who protected the master's interest and would literally tell on a enslaved person for trying to escape faster than they would help that person. That the system of white oppression has created the sellout, and the system of white oppression and the white supremacy has also created the term all skin folk and kinfolk. And a lot of black folks are grown into it. I'm not going to take too long, but I just want y'all to follow me. A lot of black folks are taught that you have to cut your hair a certain way.
Boy, if you don't sound like a preacher, I ain't going to take too long. I just want you to follow me. Go ahead, preach, Pastor.
You got to dress a certain way. You got to look a certain way. You have to talk a certain way. Because we need to perceive intelligence, and we also have to perceive a loyalty to a power that never really has our back. But that power might give you personally something. Right? So said black person who wants to get that personal interest, that personal gain, will sell out every single African-American black person around them to get ahead. And sometimes it's bread, and sometimes people just realize it. It happens in almost every single aspect of American society. You will find a sellout. So Daniel Cameron, a sellout. Hell, OJ, until they put his ass on trial, sellout.
Then he got super black.
Then he got black. Then he got super black and he started respecting the neighborhoods around him. I'm pretty sure all of our viewers, if you know of a sellout, a public sellout, and you don't mind saying it, then say that person's name right now. Black people say that person's name online.
I'm glad you clarified. I'm glad you clarified black people because to our white supporters, that's stay out of that one. Just look and observe. But we don't want you listing anybody that you think is a sellout, because that's our business to handle.
That's our business. So with that, I'm gonna throw it back to you, Benjamin, because I just wanted to clarify what we were talking about in general.
Yeah. So we got quite a few. And they all popped their ugly heads up yesterday. We got a tweet from Jason Whitlock that I'll pull on the screen. We got Daniel Cameron, who has been fighting. He's the attorney general there in Kentucky, who has been doing his best to keep the police from being held accountable in the murder of Breonna Taylor. That one's, I think, the first and foremost. Then we have 50 Cent and a couple of other entertainers who are wading in the election, trying to ensure that black folks. Well, 50 Cent, to be fair to 50, not that I have to be, he's talking about what he's going to do versus what he's trying to get other black folks to do. I missed some more.
No, I mean, the first tweet said vote for Trump. That's a declaration to other people.
Oh, no, I missed that. I missed that part. Okay. All right. I think that's what my producer was trying to get me to look at last night. So I should have those tweets in a folder too. So who wants who? We got three people we need to cover. And it's up for grabs. You want Cameron. All right. Yeah. Mundell, who do you want? You want 50 or you want Jason Whitlock hungry behind?
Jason Whitlock's in your rim of the world, so you take it.
All right.
Mundell, do you want Cameron?
I want to dig into all of them, so you can start it out. I'm going after them, so don't worry.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, America. Daniel Cameron is the AG for Kentucky. He is the person who decided to not produce all of the evidence necessary for the grand jury that was going to indict the officers that killed Breonna Taylor. He was the AG that obviously said that he presented all the facts of the evidence of the shooting to the grand jury so they can make the best decision. What ended up happening is some righteous juror who probably feels like they were bamboozled or led astray by Daniel Cameron when Daniel Cameron didn't produce all the evidence.
Right.
So what did this juror do? This juror obviously got home after being away for a couple of days or whatever, and turn on the news and watch the Daniel Cameron press conference, and Daniel Cameron is sitting up here saying things about answering questions about the shooting that the grand jury didn't even hear or get opportunity to hear. So basically, this grand jury was like, "You're lying, and you're not going to make it's not going to weigh on my conscience." So now, there's a judge in Kentucky that is trying to allow the evidence allow the full script and the full transcripts of the evidence that happened in the AG assessment during the case to come out. Well, unfortunately, Daniel Cameron is trying his hardest to make sure that doesn't come out. You want to know why? Because he lied. And you know why he lied? Because he's a sellout.
Right.
Tamika Mallory said it, and I'm saying it on this show. Daniel Cameron is a sellout. So every black person that gets elected to office is not righteous and not about the cause. I mean, and the cause this time wasn't just to blindly indict the officers that killed Breonna Taylor, but it's the AG's job just to tell the damn truth.
Yeah.
Right?
You would think that's their job.
Right. I believe in due process. I think we all believe in due process, right? Yes, we automatically want more scrutiny for police officers who hurt people. But God, I don't take this as a clip, but if the officers were justified, which we all know they weren't, but if they were justified in the shooting, it's a different conversation, even though we know that black people, they always manage to justify shootings against black people. But just not only that is the scale already tilted towards injustice, he lied to make sure the scale didn't even get anything on the opposite side whatsoever.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Let me read this statement I got on the screen for, and it might be a little small, but I think you guys see it. This is from the anonymous grand juror number 1, saying, being one of the jurors on the Breonna Taylor case was a learning experience. The 3 weeks of service leading up to that presentation showed how the grand jury normally operates. The Breonna Taylor case was quite different. After hearing the Attorney General Daniel Cameron's press conference, and with my duty as a grand juror being over, my duty as a citizen compelled action. The grand jury was not presented any charges other than the 3 wanton endangerment charges against Detective Hankinson. The grand jury did not have homicide offenses explained to them. The grand jury never heard anything about those laws. Self-defense or justification was never explained. Questions were asked about additional charges, and the grand jury was told there would be none because the prosecutors feel that they couldn't make them stick. Exactly. The grand jury was told that there were none because the prosecutors didn't feel like they could make it stick. I read the same line twice. The grand jury didn't agree that certain actions were justified, nor did it decide the indictment should be only the charges in the Breonna Taylor case. The grand jury was not given the opportunity to deliberate on those charges and deliberated only on what was presented to them. I cannot speak for other jurors, but I can help the truth be told. Mundell, what's your thoughts, man?
For people that don't know what a grand jury is basically it's theatrical in legal terms, because like the joke about it is the shit they say in law school all the time is you can indict an orange in grand juries because you don't need to present evidence that proves anything in a grand jury. The defense don't get a say in the grand jury. It's just where you go in and say we believe we can get these charges based on this, and this. So the fact, literally, the case he could have presented was these cops shot this sister while she sleep. This is murder. He should have gave the legal definition of murder and let the folk make the decision. All that other shit was shenanigans and him making sure that he didn't charge this cop with murder. Then I remember when it first happened, I think he said, well, if the grand jury wanted to charge him with homicide, they could have chose those charges. Like these are lay people. People that live their regular life, like they know that they can go further than the charges that the prosecutor's asking for. I'm willing to say that that's never happened in the history of niggerdom. Never in the history of niggerdom has a grand jury went further than the charges the prosecutor's asking. So for him to even bring that up as if it was an option, it spoke to the deceitfulness that was at play at hand with this guy. I don't like it. I don't trust it. It's also par for the course when you think about his behavior, going to the White House, hugging Trump, being celebrated only because of his reactions to these cops. Trump bringing him to the White House earlier this year was only because he didn't charge these cops, which is a celebration of murdering black lives. If that ain't a scene from Lovecraft Country, I don't fucking know what is. That is not a dog whistle. That is a direct wink to racist America saying, I got you, and I'll only elevate those who kill those who don't believe that whiteness is supreme. Daniel Cameron, all of your black ancestors that came before you, even your uncles and aunts that are still living, hate your fucking guts. I know it. I feel it. I feel it in my white blood cells, motherfucker.
I just want to put this picture on the screen of Daniel Cameron shucking and jiving at the White House with Donald Trump, and this is the fact of the matter is that that's the only reason he's, first of all, he's smiling because he's pleased that he's doing this that he's able to get this. Okay, they said my volume's low. Okay, I can fix that. Hang on. Boom. How's that? Actually, I can fix it even more. So they feel like
that's one of those pictures right there, being it looked like Samuel Jackson character standing beside Leonardo DiCaprio's character from Django.
Right.
I don't know his name in there.
You said it earlier. What's the guy's name? Marcus from Django.
Steven.
Steven at Candyland. That's that picture right there. Steven at Candyland.
Give me 30 seconds. I have it pulled up. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen. I'm going to go a little bit further with this one right here. I need us to dig deep on this one right here. And this, I repeat this for the white folks who hire and who get elected, and they're Democrats, right? Daniel Cameron has a smile to make a moderate white Democrat want to work with him. and y'all got to understand that we don't like this Negro. We don't like him, but because of his skin, maybe because of his mannerisms and his positioning in life, I think moderate, even some progressive white folks will see him and be like, but he's a black man. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. What we have to teach you right now is that actions like this right here make us need you to cancel him. Also, you don't have to call him the N-word. You better not. you don't have to call him a sellout. That's for us. That's our in-house stuff. But what you have to do is stop allowing you and your consultants and your friends and your family to say, well, he's all right because he's black. There's no such thing as our black guy. Mondale?
Mondale, before you get in there, this is the thing. Ife says on Facebook, this is the thing that got me. He used Breonna Taylor's name in the speech, but did not even give her an opportunity to have justice. That's some twisted, and that's the number one thing that bothers me in this country. Is that my house?
Yeah, it is. It's yours.
Jeremiah, my man. That's the thing about this country, man. They will do everything they possibly can to justify. They don't want justice. They want to justify whatever they do. They don't want justice. They want to justify white supremacy. I'm going to stop talking for a second. Y'all go ahead and talk so I can go and do my dad thing real quick.
I need little Jeremiah alone, bro. We don't care about that noise.
Literally chilled in the background.
I'm gonna put my microphone on mute for a second. Go ahead. Y'all talk. Y'all got it.
He about to get the switch.
Listen, so I mean, what we're talking about is some serious stuff as it pertains to like Marcus. What you were just saying was this idea that because this person is black, and here's the tragedy. On our side of the aisle, it looks a little different, but the harm is equally real, right? So on our side of the aisle, you get these these black people who do exactly what donors ask them, exactly what the party do, exactly what the party say, just so they can be comfortable and secure their space. I call it the oneness. They can secure their oneness. And by oneness, I mean, I'm the only Negro over here. I'm the only Negro in my neighborhood. But the problem is, you've been the only Negro in your work neighborhood, especially when it's political, is you're fighting a battle by yourself. Actually, you're usually not fighting a battle. That's why you're comfortable being the only one. It does harm to black communities. I'm talking about loss of life, and that is not hyperbole. Black people die when black people get in politics and act like the power structure. For real.
That's it.
Hey, can I add on to that, Mondale? Real quick. So Medicare for all. Medicare for all basically started bubbling its beautiful head out of the wilderness of policy in I guess 2007 when you first started hearing about it, like at a major scale, and then throughout Obama administration and definitely in 2016 when Bernie ran. Black people have been talking about reparations since, I don't know, the end of slavery. But I bring that up because of this right here. So in an 8 to 16 month time period, Medicare for all became a thing where black politicians, moderate politicians even, will say it. Right? But reparations won't. And the main reason is because the ones that Mondale were just talking about, the ones that want to have the space to themselves and represent interests, that want to make it safe for white power structures, they're the main ones saying no to reparations. They find the one black person who said, well, we need you to not agree with this publicly. And they go out and say and sell it and stop it from happening. Or when they get a call from said elected official saying, hey, listen, a couple of my constituents have been talking about reparations. No, you don't need to do that. We don't need reparations, right? All skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Yeah.
Even if they look like they're kinfolk.
Mm-hmm. Even if they got even if they speak in kinfolk language, even if they wear kente cloths, even when they do all this performative stuff, not all kinfolks are skinfolk are kinfolk. That's facts. I want to let's answer a couple of questions that we got a couple super chats already. I already missed the first one, and I want to get it on the screen. The first one was basically giving us a shout out, saying that we are. I forgot. I gotta find it. I don't want to mess it up. But here's from Torches and Pitchforks. Good morning, gentlemen. Great show last night. Thank you, pitches and torch forks.
You got Lex Dixie here this morning?
That's exactly what I got this morning, man. I'm still just warming up. The Pick Show says, do we think QAnon will be mainstream? We'll pick that up in a second once we finish this conversation. I'm going to get that on the screen. And he was saying that, or they were saying, mainstream in the Republican Party, and will it hurt them? So let's put that one in our pocket and let's answer that before the end of the show. Here's the one I was looking for from the Pick Show Sports Show. Said, y'all are the best. It's like LeBron, KD, and Giannis. I can rock with it. I accept that.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's pretty goddamn good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
I knew that. That's all I want to say. I knew that would touch y'all. So
now, can we
No,
stop?
listen. I'm a LeBron fan. I think LeBron is the greatest basketball player ever to play the game. But that comment right there, I mean, like calling me KD, thank you. KD has the purest game ever. The man has a game. His basketball game is without flaws. So thank you. I'm just joking. That is a huge compliment. We actually do care about the political news. Not that just we share because we are arrogant and like to talk, but it's because we came up with this idea when we didn't see black politics from a male's perspective in mainstream or on a regular basis on the internet. So we said, let's close that gap, and we've been consistent with it. And we appreciate y'all coming along with us, and all of the changes that happened along the way. We are grateful for them. The growth that is Ben Dixon, or Ben Dixon's head at least. We are definitely excited about that. The new brain that we got over there, Pinky and the brain.
man, if you don't shut your great sounding homeless look at that.
I'm feeling it today. Come on. What you got there?
We go get it to it.
Run DMC, run you on.
Hey, I said, you know what, man?
Wow. No, you jumping on me too. Listen,
Bro,
first off,
I barely made it out the bed this morning. Say that again.
I haven't jumped on you yet, Marcus.
Oh,
I said his Run DMC suit.
I'm triggered. I'm easily triggered by
No,
Mondale.
you just want to get your life.
I'm trying to find
Marcus,
something.
Ben, check this out. Marcus is even bothered when he's not centered, when he's on the clowns. When I'm joking, Marcus is upset that he's not centered. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. What you say? I'll be sure it's your name.
Making love in the rain is fine.
I'm trying to find a comment from Andrea.
Gee,
Oh, hold on, bruh. I am always, hey, now that I got this system back up, let me tell you something. I'm always ready. Here it is right here for the audience. I don't know
Turn
if y'all
up.
won't be, y'all
Turn
won't
up.
be able to hear it, but here you
Turn
go.
up. One time for the home team.
Beating the living shit
I
out
thought
of
we
all
were
the
for the
people
home
trying to
team. That's
stop.
the lose.
They knocked out my front teeth.
right.
All we're gonna be doing now
It's playing.
is beating the living shit out of all the people trying to stop. They knock out my front teeth.
Hey, I'm gonna
All
pull
we're
up my
gonna be
homeboy's
doing
version
now
of it. Here
is
you go.
beating the living
R.I.P.
shit
Kimbo
out of all the
Slice.
people trying to stop. They knock out my front teeth. All we're gonna be doing now is beating
more
the
time.
living
One more
shit
time.
out of all the people trying to stop. They knock out my front teeth.
Bro, that's the best thing. I'm just gonna keep. Actually, I'm gonna keep him on the screen with us, with his teeth missing. Boom, he gonna be on it. He's our fourth host. Our fourth host is the toothless Nazi, the toothless black Nazi. That's kind of hard to say, but we're gonna have him on the screen the whole time. Andrea said she wanted to know, how did we all meet? We all met at different times. Marcus, you probably met both of us first, individually, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I met Mondale during well shit, honestly I knew Mondale's worked for a very long time, but I met Mondale during Bernie, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, and Ben, I met you during Bernie also. Actually, I met both of y'all during Bernie campaign. Really?
Yeah.
Ben, you didn't believe me.
It's not that I did. It's not that I didn't believe you. It's that I closed my ears, I closed my eyes, and I'm like, we got to finish this primary season out. Then I'll talk to this brother about what happened. But Marcus was like, nah, man, I got a story for you. And to be fair, like you came to me with a story that could have put me on the scene a long time ago. That story you brought to me was, and I want all these people who think I'm selling out for Biden or betraying Bernie, which don't make no sense. I want y'all to know that I kept it. I kept my face and my face on my paper, my feet to the ground, doing the work for Bernie, and passed up on a major story because I did not want to destroy the campaign in 2016. And then now in hindsight, I kind of wish I did, not just for the sake of the story, but because of how important the story was.
Well, I mean, you did me like they doing us right now. Elect them and then hold them accountable. That's what you did to me.
But I didn't really know you then either, though, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really know who you were. I'm like, who does this nigga keep jumping in my DMs? Like, bro, I'm like, what? And then you brought me some stuff. It was just hard. It was just hard at the time. But our boy, Russian Star. What's Russian Star's first name?
Terrell.
Terrell. He picked it up and told the truth. And I mean, the truth is the truth. Truth is the truth.
I mean, so and my Marcus and I met through the Bernie campaign because not in the Black Male Voters Project side of me or the consultant work side of me, but it's because I'm the political director of Democracy for America, and we probably raised a couple million for Bernie, maybe a little bit more than that. And DFA and Bernie has a long history because DFA is in Vermont and the home office is in Vermont. So that's through that work, Democracy for America. I am also the political director there. I am in my other job, and that part.
Bruh, I don't mean to cut you off. Torches and Pitchforks sent in another $5 and said this guy's name should be Antifas. The toothless guy, Antifas.
It's actually pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's actually good.
Yeah, do y'all have it up on y'all have it up on y'all cell phones? Y'all
Oh no, I see it right. I just want to ask. hey, brother. Hello.
Antifas, bro.
They knocked out our teeth.
Bro, and did y'all see this super chat from Black Corvo with just the two teeth?
I don't do anything on YouTube because I do Facebook, bro.
Oh, okay. Oh, I just put it on the screen. You'll be able to see it in a second. All right. Okay. So that was when me and Marcus first talked, was at the Bernie campaign. I think we didn't meet though until about 2019.
Yeah, at the game jam.
Yeah. That's the first time we met.
Which one of you did neither of you come to the People's Summit in Chicago?
Nah, I didn't make it.
I did.
Yeah.
No, hey, first off, I got a great story for everyone. So, There was an environment. First off, I am a Bernie Sanders fan. I just think he's problematic when it comes down to black
Knock
voters.
out my front teeth.
He's not personally problematic, but shit does float uphill. I do think that the people around him really hate talking to black people, unless you're Nina Turner, right? But all the white people around, not all of them, but a lot of them, just really don't like talking to black people. And I also will publicly say that one of the problematic people at times, not all the time, and I might get canceled for this one, is Jane.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, that's right, Jane.
Jane. I didn't know who you were gonna say because there's a whole list of problematic people.
Mondale Robinson and Jane Sanders that I would like to say if I'm allowed. Can I tell this story, Mondale, or you want to do it?
You can tell it, bro.
Okay. So Mondale. So after the end of the Bernie Sanders 2016 campaign, they started the Sanders Institute. Now, here's the problem with all of the things that started right out of Bernie world right after 2016. Initially, it was all white all across the board. Our Revolution, before Nina, it was a white organization. And also the Sanders Institute only had, I guess, Cornell as a consultant, and Dr. West didn't do that much work for them. But pretty much the people who were employed by the Sanders Institute, all white. And the chair of the Sanders Institute at that time was Jane Sanders. And so we started having conversations, and I believe this was the People's Summit. We had conversations around, okay, so how come the Sanders Institute doesn't have, the next Institute for Progressive Policy, like the next biggest thing in progressive policy, how come it doesn't have any black people involved in it? Anybody, any black people? Like, again, this is the problem with the Sanders world, is that they just don't think you need black people at some points. So Mondale started having conversations, and all of a sudden, Mondale and I see out the corner of my eye, I see Jane Sanders and Mondale talking to each other. And Mondale is giving it to her real, like a black man. Well, how do you have an organization like yours without any black people in it? Where's your black people?
How to add three $20 million organizations without black people in
so
leadership.
Mondale approached Jane Sanders in a very serious way. Now, I understand something. If it was a white woman or a white man, what happened next would never have happened. The next second, Jane Sanders turns around and says something to the effect of, "Stop attacking me."
So what happened was, after I'm charging up, she tried to lie in the conversation and say, "Oh no, we do have black." She's like first she tried to say they don't have any employees. I'm like, "Yo, I see your website. You got employees listed on your website." And she's like, "Oh no, I'm interviewing one of them." She said, "I'm interviewing one of them today or this week or something." Literally, the footage exists because Noah was recording it, and the black guy who used to be on the Young Turks was recording on the right side of me. I can't remember his name. The black bald-headed guy. So they both were recording it. But what happened was after I asked her that question and she tried to lie and say they're interviewing one of them today, I'm assuming she meant one of the blacks. She ran, her security guard went and got security and tried to get me kicked out of the People's Summit. They was like, "Oh, security came over there," and they were like, "You got security guards who are black union workers." I done already do what I'm supposed to do when I come in these spaces because I know who I am. I always connect with those people who will be securing the location, letting them know who I am and how I show up, and also ask them if they need anything. So when they brought the people over, the guy was like, "Oh no, that's Mondale Robinson. He works with DFA. They're one of the corporate sponsors. We good. You can't kick him out." So you seen the white guy face when he realized I worked for DFA. In DFA's defense, they definitely put the call out to the campaign when they found out what happened, put the pressure on them, and said, "Yo, somebody's got to make this right, and there needs to be an apology." So shout out to DFA for doing what they do.
That's love. That's love that they that's somebody said in the comment section that sounds a little bit Karen like. Stop attacking me sounds a little bit.
Definitely Karen.
A lot of examples of her crossing the line with black people, for real.
Yeah. But you know what?
Hey, can I ask a question real quick, Mondale? Why you don't let nobody tag you in pictures on Twitter? Because I'm trying to post this picture of us and our host and our fourth co-host, and I can't tag you, man. You hide them from somebody?
Everybody tag me on Twitter.
I can't. No, your photos, like a photo tag. I can't.
Do that, man.
I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. I'll just put our
Yeah,
handles in there.
before you do that, man.
Hang on a second. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marcus. You were about to say.
No. I just want to point out that Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap holds no quarter for anyone who does us wrong at any time.
Yeah, we have no permanent friends and no permanent enemies.
Just permanent interest. And to be quite honest with you, I don't have a personal problem with Jane Sanders. I don't hate her, but because she's been very nice to me on the campaign trail when I was with her. But to see that moment of direct questioning about black folks and then trying to get Mondale kicked out of the whole event was the most Karening out of Karen can possibly Karen, right? So that's problematic also. Hey, listen, gentlemen, let's move on because we have more Skinfolk that ain't really Kinfolk.
We got so much in there on
They knocked out my front.
We got so much in there on your boy Daniel Cameron and this toothless Nazi over here that we almost forgot. We got two other people to cover. I want to jump over to Jason Whitlock. Give me a second to get his image up. But Jason Whitlock has been very consistent in no matter what, this guy, I've never seen somebody so hungry for white supremacy and so hungry to attack black people, black men in particular. Anytime, what's his man name? Jason Whitlock. Anytime he gets a chance, he's going to say something, do something to attack black people on behalf of white supremacy. And it doesn't matter what the scenario is. Last night, he tweeted out a picture that compared Black Lives Matter protesters today to the white protesters of old who, in that famous picture, and I'm trying to find it as quick as I can, but it's the picture of the young lady carrying her books, and you have people surrounding her screaming at the top of their lungs. And he wanted to draw that comparison, saying that Black Lives Matter protesters of today are analogous to the white supremacists that were attacking civil rights protesters in the 60s. Now, I haven't pulled up the tweet yet, but that's the premise of it, and that just shows you the depth of his derangement and the fact that he's all Skinfolk and Kinfolk. One of y'all take it up while I find this picture real quick.
So, Marcus?
No, you know what? A picture of Rudy Giuliani just came across my computer, and I literally just lost like.
Y'all found the same thing at the same time.
I thought Marcus was leaning in, so I thought Marcus was about to say something because he gets a little heated when I cut him off. So you know what I'm saying. So I just wanted to let him go.
No. I mean, I'm sorry. First off, Jason Whitlock is a hot damn mess, and I mean,
here it is.
And he bought his little hat game after he saw me one time, but I'll leave that one alone. But I'm sorry. We could get back to this in 1 second.
Okay. So basically, Whitlock was basically on Fox News doing what he do, doing his daily cooning for his pennies, and he basically said Donald Trump, black men especially need to stop acting like we can't relate to Donald Trump and acting like we didn't celebrate him in hip hop. So this is the dumb shit of Jason, and also how he's trying to. This is a prime example that one, he doesn't understand the history of hip hop as a protest music, the history of hip hop as black political speak, usually black and brown political speak from young black men in its roots. Really, now more people use it for politics and political speak, but Donald Trump was never president and never celebrated by hip hop as president. So get the fuck out of our face with that dumb shit and don't try to play it. There's not been one positive rap song from anybody black about Donald Trump since he began his run for president. Not even since he got elected. Since he started to run as president, there's been nothing positive said from the hip hop community. But for Ice Cube, who people can argue is no longer hip hop community, he's more Hollywood than anything. And 50 Cent, who has a long ago told us the only thing that matters to him is money. I.e. what he did to his son. So
I got the picture. I got the picture on the screen just for people to reference. I don't mean to cut you off, Mondale. I want you to finish up what you're saying, but it's on the screen now. I got my dates wrong. It wasn't from last night. It was from earlier. It was from like a month ago, but it went viral again last night because of the reason that you're saying, Mondale.
Yeah, he has the audacity to quote Charlamagne the God. Yo, Charlamagne the God don't move black culture.
Right.
Charlamagne the God don't move black culture. Y'all run y'all candidates and y'all black folk over there. But black people know that they don't. The Breakfast Club is not a necessity to be the voice or be heard by black community. That's just a fact. I'm sorry, y'all bought into the idea that Revolt TV and also Breakfast Club is the epitome of blackness. Charlamagne the God plays with too many important fucking issues to be the
Yeah.
voice of black people. So miss me with that shit all the way around, bro.
Go ahead, Marcus. What you got?
I mean, Jason, this is the same man. This is the same guy that said Lamar Jackson should be a wide receiver.
Oh wow. Oh, you said that for real?
This, you mentioned that. You mentioned that yesterday.
Yeah. So I mean, and whenever
and I didn't realize it was
I start
Jason
talking
Whitlock.
sports ball, guys, I'm not trying to like throw anybody off, but I think the easiest way easiest analysis of American culture is sports, right? Like that's just me. And Jason Whitlock was one of the guys that was like, Lamar needs to think about being a wide receiver. And I was like, if you don't shut your black ass up, like, yeah, so that's all I got to say about him. He thought Lamar Jackson, the quarterback that's the reigning MVP of the NFL, the racist league, his views have not been valid to me for a long period of time. And some guys I just have to look at and be like, look at the coon, look at the coon, look at the coon, look at the coon, look at the coon. So that's
There he is on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. This cat has been stepping and fetching for a long time. Jason Whitlock is probably one of the most self-hating, self-loathing people. First of all, you got to hate yourself some kind of special to go from being bald as I am to having this fake ass fade that this dude paid his money for and not thinking nobody gonna notice. That's a level of self-hatred that I have not seen. And so you can only expect that that's going to extend out towards black people in real life.
But these guys make these guys make careers out of it because the white people who hire them, and yes, I will say it, the white folks who hire these guys, they want that. I got a black guy who really hates himself and will talk about it out loud, right? I mean, what happened, Jason? Like, did the sister break up with you because she thought your hairline was funny?
Bruh.
Like what happened, bro? Real talk, what happened? Like, what made you hate yourself so much? You know what I mean? What made you hate our people so much that you know what I mean? And they probably got their own little,
Can I be honest with you?
Thread.
I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the number one reasons people hate men, not people. Let me talk about men. Number one reason men fall over into hatred of themselves and hatred of women, hatred of black women, is when they ain't got no game. When they look like Jason Whitlock, but they also a cornball. Now, it got nothing to do with your size. It has everything to do with your swag and your ability to communicate and be comfortable in your own skin. Jason Whitlock hate himself because don't nobody else like him. He hate himself. Look at this fade on your screen, fellas. Like, look at this dude. He is literally as bald as me. And look at listen, as a fellow big guy, formerly about his size, I can talk about the hot dog rolls on the back of his neck. Right. This brother has been hating himself for a very long time. And it's probably because this is a morning show. This is a morning show with my kids in the back. He couldn't get none going up in high school.
Yeah, I mean, look at 8 Ball.
He hates everybody.
Look at 8 Ball from and I'm gonna age myself, but look at 8 Ball from MJG and 8 Ball. That's a big boy. That's a big boy too.
Bro, no, I mean I'm saying like we both been big at one time. It's not about your size. It's about are you interesting? I'm trying to say it in a very nice way possible. My little boy right around the corner for me. Jason Whitlock is still a cornball to this day, right? He's still a cornball ass nigga to this day. Wearing a fake, look at his hair, man. So just imagine when he didn't have no money. Like when he had no money and he was this cornball ass dude right here. Of course he gonna hate himself, man. He hate everybody around him. He hate black women because he was rejected by them. And I'm saying this kind of in jest, but in reality, if you look at the incel movement, it's a real thing, man. Like these dudes who walk around being rejected and they have a level of hatred for women and humanity in general because they just some cornball ass dudes and they have to go out and get a fake hairdo in order to feel comfortable about himself. I believe that's probably the root of this man's psychosis. And not the fact that he just likes white supremacy, because look who he's sitting with in this photo. He's sitting with Donald Trump, smiling, cheesing, cheek to cheek, because he has the opportunity to sit with Donald Trump.
Well,
At the meantime, he gonna attack black people.
Hey, Ben, you know, we all know how much money you can make for selling out black people for white people. First, there's two types. First, you can make a whole hell of a lot of money selling out black people for Republicans if you're black. You can make a lot of money doing that. And we can name the perpetrators, Diamond and Silk.
Yep. Candace
Owens, and so many
Cameron.
other COVID catchers. But then there's the moderate version. And moderate black people can make a lot of money not selling us out blatantly, but ignoring issues.
Ife says she loves the big man. All right.
Hey,
My wife loves big men. We,
turn up.
you know what I mean? When it get cold in the winter, nobody want no skinny behind hungry behind Mundell. Cause see, listen, let me tell you something. Women love to eat. So if you a big dude and you love to eat and you got air conditioning, man, you in the game, bro. You can't be big and not have no good AC in your car.
Wait a minute. Don't act like you can out-eat me or anybody can out-eat me.
That's one thing I hate about y'all skinny folks. Y'all can eat anything the hell y'all want and not gain in it. Go ahead, Mondale. Tell us about how much you eat.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get off this subject because it's touchy for me. You're not gonna shame me for wearing my fight.
He said we're not gonna shame you for being skinny.
I am not skinny. I'm athletically built.
You're fit. Okay, all right.
Built.
He's a fit young man. You know what I mean?
With his tight ass shirts. Look at that tight ass shirt. Nigga can't even breathe, man.
Hey, let me tell you.
Loosen that top
I
button,
was at a
man.
restaurant with Mondale one time. Mondale said, "Y'all are 3 shrimp short." He said, "Where are the shrimp? Where are the extra 3 shrimp? You promised me 3 shrimp. Go back to the kitchen and get me 3 shrimp." I sat back and watched.
First of all, I might have reminded them that they were short on the shrimp, but I don't talk to workers that way. But I definitely probably, if you short me on my food,
No. You weren't being rude.
But I
It
want
was
my
a
damn food.
conversation.
yeah, I want my shrimp. I want my shrimp.
It was, where's my shrimp?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, and the guy was like, "Oh, sorry, sir."
I want my
Hey
food.
man, hey, you know, Mundell, I've been in that situation, man, where you try to have the utmost respect for workers, especially during COVID, man. I ordered catfish to be delivered to the house because you know what I mean. I do my part by not going places and not going to grocery stores. And when people deliver stuff, man, we tip as much as we could possibly afford. Like we'll tip into the 30-40% because we feel like people they risking their lives to bring us food. So I have an extra layer of respect. But I ordered catfish, man, and they sent me tilapia. Any of y'all, if you from the South, you know
you can't do that.
tilapia is a sin when you want catfish. Like that, you just don't
Yeah,
do
you're in
that.
trouble. Yeah,
So,
you're
bro,
in trouble.
I picked up the phone and I called the store and I'm like, listen, I wanted y'all to know that I got solidarity with y'all. I'm not trying to put nobody on. I don't think it's their fault. I think it's the corporation's fault because they got it labeled as catfish, but this sure as hell ain't catfish. I went through everything above and beyond to make sure that I did not get on the workers and try to make it about the corporation. But I needed to get some reckoning because they sent me tilapia when I ordered catfish. And you just don't do that to a black man from Mississippi.
Yeah, I mean, tilapia, I tell people all the time, tilapia, no, don't give me, hell no. Hell no. You definitely can't fool me with tilapia planning to be catfish. Are you playing? Like, I'm going to drive back up there. I don't care if it was delivered. I'm coming to see you. Like,
I went ahead and ate it. I ate it because I was like, I don't want nobody to get in trouble. But I said, don't y'all do that again.
Nah. And the only way I would have fed that to my dog and not drove back up there is they would have promised me like 5 free catfish in the future. But you gonna give me my catfish. When my mouth is ready for catfish and you try to give me another fish, it's like even if they would have sent me a salmon or a tuna, when I want catfish,
I want catfish, bro.
You
Hey,
can't,
man.
man.
Hey, Clickbaity political thirst trap just put 5 pounds on everybody watching.
Just by the conversation. Look,
Yeah,
Dave,
yeah.
hey,
Now everybody gonna be eating fried.
Wait, can you brothers cook?
Yeah,
All right.
listen. I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna cook probably. I got grouper in there right now, so I'm probably gonna cook some. No, actually flounder. I'm probably gonna cook some fried flounder with the Louisiana breading on it.
Oh, that's it. That's love. That's love, man. Only fish I like to fry. I will like in my poor days I will fry the hell out of some tilapia. I ain't even gonna front, but I hate it. I hate it when I can afford catfish. I go get catfish because that's the only fish that I actually like to fry. I like to pan sear some salmon. My wife, she loves me to pan sear her some salmon with this custom white sauce that I create. Hey. With this custom white sauce that I got that I make. It's like a white wine white sauce. That's really dope. But what I do better than I think anybody else in the country, and I ain't even messing with y'all. I ain't playing with y'all. My grits. When I cook grits, man, I could put people out of business if I start marketing my grits. So that's the number one thing I cook.
Nice. Well, first,
Ben can boil water.
cook
We found out on the show that Ben can boil water.
No, see, that's how I know you don't know how to use grits because I don't cook my grits with water. Go ahead.
You use milk?
I can't give you my secrets, bro. I use
You
things.
put raisins in there too?
Don't put no raisins. Put no goddamn raisins in no nothing. That's some old Karen potato salad ass.
People think.
Shout out to Chadwick Boseman.
Cooking rice. People think cooking grits is like cooking rice, and it's not.
It ain't.
You gotta know what the hell you're doing to cook a grit, boy.
What kind of grits do you use? That's how I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna find out who you are.
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie, man. I have intentionally gone through every brand of grits in every main brand, not the generic brands in the store, because I really have gone through an experimentation over the last 10 years with my grits. Because what happened was I was in Gulfport, Mississippi, and I tasted some grits from these Cajun ass dudes that changed my life. And it took me 10 years to figure out what the hell they put in it. And I've gone through every brand, and it doesn't matter what brand you use as long as it's a top shelf brand. You don't want to get the generic stuff at the bottom. But it doesn't matter. It's how you cook it. It's what you put in it. It's what liquid you put in it. And it's the seasoning that you put in it. And it's the way that you stir it that actually makes the difference. So,
And the way that you stir it.
come over to your left a little bit, Mondale. You off the screen. Go.
Wash your grits.
Do I wash my grits?
Yeah.
Not if I'm in a rush. I ain't even gonna front.
No,
If I'm in a rush, I don't.
I
No.
wash a grit.
Okay.
Like it go from the bag.
You should wash your grits.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Whatever comes in it, that's just protein. So
Yeah. Well, first of all, hang on, bro. You wash your grits, and they get you might as well go in and cook them. Like it's not like
That's what I'm
rice,
saying.
bro. It's not like rice. You can't wash.
It's a completely different process, bro. Trust me.
How do you wash your grits?
You wash grits, just bite, you put.
You making up something off the top of your head, boy. You sound like a fool right now.
I'm right now for telling
I ain't
secrets.
seen them. Listen, my grandfather owned a soul food restaurant.
Listen,
for
I've
30
washed
years.
rice.
But
I washed chicken.
You know what? Y'all continue to choke on them hoes. Then I'm just gonna sit back and just. If it's your fault that you go when you eat your grits, I don't gotta worry about that because my grits are washed.
Who does that?
Man, you
Yeah.
eat
we don't
grits and no shit in your throat and your teeth. Man, come on, man. We're from the South. You're supposed to watch grits, Ben. Like I was saying.
Nah.
Now,
I'm at to pull back on that.
I understand cleaning chitlins, but not washing grits.
Bro, listen, okay, let me tell you something I don't eat. I do not eat chitlins. I don't care who cook them. I am not eating chitlins. I can't eat anything that smells like the butthole of a dying cow in the house. You walk into the house and it smells like a pasture, green pasture full of cow dung. I ain't eating no chicken.
So I grew up off of chitlins. I did not know no better thing. So go ahead and diss it. But Heart Pimp is listening. Start up my so you and your partner gather your thoughts. I'm sorry I'm quoting Outkast this morning, but let me tell you something. I understand my black.
Wash your grits. Tamara just puts the Tamara on the don't forget where you are. Tamara said, wash your damn grits. I'm sorry, listen. Wash your grits. As soon as you wash them, they start getting soggy.
Don't be afraid to learn new information, brother. Trust me. Google it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to Google it. But I would tell you this much. Washing your grits or not, I got the firest grits. The only place I had grits that was comparable was in Gulfport, Mississippi, and that spot down in Atlanta that's real famous, the Pascal's. Pascal's has some they have some fire grits. Only thing I don't like, they put corn in their grits. I'm like, all right, take the corn out and we can keep rocking with it. Marcus, you were talking about you understand your blackness. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. So people don't understand why chitlins get ate. And yes, we have moved past slavery, but you got to remember when the pig during enslaved times, when the pig was killed, the white folks got all the ham, all the good cuts of the meat, right? And the only thing that was left of the pig for the enslaved people to eat were the intestines, the pig's feet, and the hog head. That's what was left. So now I want everybody to understand this. Now, all of a sudden, it's starting to become a damn delicatessen, right? And that's what happens with gentrification.
Yep.
You know, guess what? Greens, collard greens. Collard greens and greens were the cheap plant to grow. Right. That was the slave plant to grow. People don't understand that. That wasn't the plant that the white folks were growing. They wanted the carrots and they wanted the squash, but they didn't want greens. They didn't want the greens. So the slaves had hog heads. Slaves had pig feet. Enslaved people had intestines. And you know what they did? They cleaned that shit off. Yeah. They boiled that shit up. They put that shit on some salt.
And they make a delicacy out of it.
And they made a meal out of it, right? Yeah. So people act like, you know, I mean, we didn't lose all of our traditions but they did take a lot of our traditions away, right? But we didn't lose all of our traditions, some of our words that we say, and some of the foods that we eat. So
let me throw this one on the screen real quick before you did. Struggle food, man. We all raise your hand if you had a syrup sandwich growing up.
Hell yeah! I had a syrup sandwich.
See that's struggle. That's struggle food, but it's a delicacy, man.
I like sandwiches. I like sugar sandwiches.
Hold on. How about just a squirt of lemon? How about a squirt of lemon juice, some sugar, and some water? Lemonade.
Straight up lemonade, bro.
Who got a whole ass lemon?
It ain't, bro. It ain't even lemon. It's take that generic brand lemon juice that you buy in the store in the big green container, squirt a little bit of that in there with a whole lot of sugar. You good to go. Let me tell you about my struggle food that is now literally a Dixon tradition in every Dixon household. My parents brought us up on rice and eggs. You ever had that? It's eggs. It's you cook your rice, you cook your eggs, you throw it in the skillet together with a little bit of butter, a little bit of sugar. You got a full-blown breakfast. You ever had that?
Well, I mean, I had it before because I ain't have nothing else in my house to eat.
It's struggle food. It's struggle food for sure. And when I say a little bit of butter and a little bit of sugar, I mean enough butter to give you a heart attack, enough sugar to give you diabetes with some seasoning salt. You got the best breakfast this side of the South. I want to put this on the screen from Katie McD on YouTube. She said, she got a picture of her man right there. She said, I've been married 20 years to a skinny guy, and he always throw his arm over my shoulder when a big boy walks by because he know. He know.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, Katie. Hey, listen, Katie, he got to do what he got to do because you know what I mean. Like sometimes you want that big loving and that big breathing. You know what I mean? Because the big guys, they got that big breathing at nighttime.
Because you want to make sure your man is alive. You know he's alive by his breathing.
Hey, you know what I mean? And that vibration from the breathing be having him warm up, I guess. So.
Bro, you ain't got to work real hard to see. You ever walk? You got kids. You walk in the room every now and then. You just look to make sure they breathing, right? You ain't got to worry about that with a big guy because the whole bed is moving. I'm just speaking from experience. Yes, Nikki S wants to know sugar and eggs, and K Love wants to know sugar. Yes. Listen, no, you scramble your eggs. You boil your rice. You put them in the same pot. You put butter in that thing. You put sugar in that thing. And you put some Lowry seasoning salt across the top. You mix that thing up. You got a whole ass breakfast that is dope. Then you throw some pig on the side. I'm telling you, it'll change your life.
Not sugar. Now, I look at people that put sugar in their grits strange. Now you talking about putting sugar in eggs?
No, bro, you put rice in there.
Pause. We gotta talk about that. You better not be putting no goddamn sugar in your grits.
Yeah, no, that's a sin. We don't put sugar in nobody.
No.
It's a sin to put sugar in rice.
Bro, it's a different dish altogether. It's rice and eggs. It's a New Orleans-based delicacy for poor people. I'm telling you, bro. All right, when this pandemic is over, I'm gonna make. I had a homeboy. He's still my homeboy to this day. I was one of the best men in his wedding, and I cooked it at my house one morning, and everybody came over, and he looked at it. He was like, "Dixon, I ain't trying this." He said, "You got sugar and eggs and rice. I ain't trying this." That man tasted that thing one time, and he now cooks it in his household on a regular basis. So trust me when I tell you, rice and eggs, it's struggle food. It's definitely came from poverty, but when you do it right, it's the best breakfast you can get.
Hey,
Next to my grits. Go ahead.
I'm a glutton, so I pretty much am going to eat it. That's why I go work out right now, because listen, I'll eat it. I'll eat it. Just
if they try me, she got the throwing up emoji on there. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you.
Hey, we got one more Skinfolk, man.
We got one more Skinfolk to go. Here you go. Hey, let's see. Torches of Pitchfork says Benjamin Dixon recipes should be a nice reward for your Patreon people. I might do that. I might put my recipes out there, especially for my grits. Who's the last coon of the day? It is 50 Cent. 50 Cent. Now we got a whole list of things that he did. I'm gonna go look up his tweets. While Mondale, give us a rundown.
I'm just gonna say 50 got me reevaluating. I said this on your post last night, but 50 got me reevaluating Ja Rule right now. Like, where's the Fire Festival?
I'm about to say Fire Festival.
Yeah, where's the Fire Festival? Because well, you know what though, but 50's a troll. So 50 and Ice Cube are different species in this. Just follow what I'm saying.
Yeah.
50's a troll. And if you don't get that by now, then you don't understand 50, right? 50 does things because he's not a famous rapper anymore, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't sitting up here saying he doesn't make money, but 50's just not a famous rapper anymore. So 50, he has power. His show, I think that's going off the air, and he has a couple of other shows that he's producing. But for the most part, 50 he's just a troll, man. And he enjoys trolling. I mean, one of the main reasons why he didn't really destroy Ja Rule because of his rapping, even though he did have better songs than Ja Rule. No, he destroyed Ja Rule because he's a natural troll.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I think he's just trolling America right now. But Ben, I want to say this because there's an overall, and I think our girl Malika Jabali, she wrote an article about Ice Cube, and she used the words that I want to say, but much better about Ice Cube, and it made it make sense.
Okay.
These guys are wrong for trying to work with or support Donald Trump. But on the same token, there is nothing real that has happened substantively from the Democratic Party. So something got to give, right? Yeah. And we can critique people who are doing the wrong work as long as we realize that some of the arguments that are being made from some people are the people that want us to literally never get free. Yeah, you got to understand. I hope some of the all Skinfolk and Kinfolk people that are working for moderate Democrats really love it when a black person goes and does something for Donald Trump that has any semblance of freedom, any semblance of capacity for reparations or for just more liberal things that the Democratic Party is not willing to do. And we got to watch out for that also, because 50 Cent and Ice Cube supporting Donald Trump make strange bedfellows on the left.
Talk about it. I want to bring up. I got all three tweets. Shout out to the my producers who had this. I didn't see these last night, but they sent it to me, and I'm gonna put all three tweets on the screen and read them. And then Mark Mundell, I want you to get in there. Here's the first one. First one, he's just being a troll, setting it up. He said, "I just remembered I'm bankrupt, so I'm looking for a gracious loan. Can anyone help a brother out?" So he's setting it up. This is where he just was getting warmed up. Then he put up on the screen Joe Biden's tax plan, saying, "What the F? Vote for Trump. I'm out. F New York, the Knicks never win anyway. I don't care. Trump doesn't like black people. 62%. Are you out of your effing mind?" He doesn't care if Donald Trump don't like black people. He just don't want to get taxed at 60% at his top marginal rate, right? It's the top rate. He don't even know how his taxes work. And then the last but not least, he said, yeah, I don't want to be 20 cents. 62% is a very, very bad idea. I don't like it. And then he's talking about everything else. Mundell, what are your thoughts on this?
So listen,
this motherfucker.
so it's 50 Cent. So first of all, 50 Cent is a troll. If you notice, every time he posted one of these tweets or retweets or anything, or like he posted the Fox video with them playing this script about him, he tagged his bottle of his 2 new bottles of champagne, and the bottle of champagne, the brand he came out with, and the whiskey or cognac that he came out with, and also he tagged this new series that he got on ABC and I guess whatever other channel. This guy's looking for a way to get free earned media. And also stay relevant. 50 Cent, unfortunately, has the IQ of an immature 12-year-old who busted his first pimple last week. I have no time. His political, like the difference between Ice Cube and 50 Cent is Ice Cube is moving down a path of a warped political ideology. 50 Cent is out here acting like a shock jock. This is like Howard Stern versus Rush Limbaugh. This is what we're dealing with right here, and it doesn't make any one of them equal, better or worse. It's just the nature of or the danger of adding value to 50 Cent for anything other than entertainment. When 50 Cent has value, or people believe that he should have value in anything he speak on, just because he has a blue check behind his name, this is the danger of it. Like this right here is the danger of it, and the idea that it also speaks to like him not knowing the history of taxing in this country and what people paid at the top of the tax bracket. It speaks to that. It also speaks to how low him being extremely excited about how low rich people are taxed in this country, and that. But if said that way, it just seems like it's about rich people being taxed. But what it's really about is the lack of services that poor people get because the lack of taxes paid for by rich people. Him saying how good he is with poor people being the way they are, suffering what they suffer from, and not having health care and basic necessities that are paid for by taxes. So to 50 Cent, I say shame on him. But he's also the guy who, don't deal with his son because his son was dealing with somebody that he didn't like. And he said he gave him a business deal. It basically gave his son a bunch of sneakers and tried to get him to open a store in Atlanta, and his son ruined the business deal, so he don't deal with his son. So this is the guy we're talking about, and also
how old is his son?
20-something. He's 50 trash. He's 50 trash.
Right. I mean, like, bro, like you don't deal with your son because he had a bad business. Man, 50 Cent. You know what? I'm be honest with you. These dudes who talk cash money shit like they the toughest dudes in the game. He said, "Yeah, I've been hit with a few slugs, but I don't walk with a limp." Bruh, you gonna mess around and make people eat the rich. You gonna make us have to come for you because you don't want to pay 60% as a top. You're not. These people are so disingenuous. I know he knows this. He's just saying this because one, he wants to troll and he don't want to pay any money, have any accountability to this system from which he derives all his wealth. Right? He understands that he ain't paying 60% on all of his income. He got enough accountants who can explain it to him in basic language that he can understand. He just don't want to pay any taxes at all. And Republicans are more than happy to take his ignorance and promote it all over the country. And then for him to say that I don't care if Trump don't like black people. That literally is saying I care more about my money than I care about black people's struggle in this country.
This is his first time saying he don't care if Trump don't like black people. Think about this. When 50 Cent filed bankruptcy, he said he was exploiting the American government just like Trump. Trump did it 7 times, he said. So this is 50 Cent carrying on. This is people just pay attention to who these people say they are because they might just be that person. This is 50 Shiesty Cent. And I mean, like, Marcus said something, and I mean, maybe some truth in it and a joke in it, but if you dig deeper in what Marcus is saying, it's a great analogy of how we should relook at the world. Marcus said 50 got him rethinking Ja Rule. 50, if you use 50 as capitalism and Ja Rule as those inflicted by capitalism, meaning the majority of us, that's a perfect thing. We should relook at how we value capitalism over poor people, the workers, who truly is responsible for all of that wealth. So
Right. Talk that socialism shit, bro. Talk
Come
that
on
shit,
now.
bro.
Come on. And listen, I kind of want to go back to just what hip hop is, right? Right, like, and I'm talking about commercialized hip hop. I'm not talking about the hip hop that, I mean, because hell, 1993 when all the A&Rs consolidated and decided that gangster music was the way to go forward, we started elevating nothing but negative music, right? And I'm not taking away from the skill set that these artists have, but if you think about the lyrics, in your average hip hop song, you have sex with at least 3 women. You do at least 2 different types of drugs. You have the nicest car, right? And no matter what, you have more than the black person that is that you are rolling by. You have more than the person that's listening to the song. Like, if you look at music, I want y'all to step back from it and look at hip hop and look at what 50 Cent been selling us for years. And I'm not sitting up here saying that I didn't jam in the club and all the music that he came out.
Man, come on,
man, I love that. But if you think about the connotation of it, he's been saying the same shit in his music, and a lot of them have. I have more money than you. I have a better car than you. And most importantly, you can't do what I can do.
Right. Nah. I'm just listening. I'm reading everybody's comments in the comment section. This is Tammy on YouTube said these people will sell out everything for that money, sell their souls, sell their morality, sell their humanity, and that's exactly what it is. But Marcus, just to piggyback on what you're saying, man, like the core of hip hop has monetized the black poverty experience. They have found a way to take the black poverty experience, monetize it, make a couple of people super rich off of it, create a pyramid scheme where everybody else is trying to get to the top of that pyramid. And so you got all these rappers who spend all their life, all their formative years trying to become the next hip hop mogul, but they don't ever become it. And so along the way, they waste not only their time, but they also waste their money, because trying to become a hip hop mogul gonna cost you every dime you got in your bank account. So it's a pyramid scheme on top of that. And at the top of it, it is capitalism that has looked at the black poverty experience and looked at the art form that came out of our souls and commodified that thing and now sells it back to us like crack cocaine. And that's what hip hop has become. Now, there are, of course, some people who are still true to the art form, still true to the original revolutionary message of hip hop, but they are so few and far and in between. And it's the difference between commercial and authentic. So if you want to be that star, you got to do exactly what you said, Marcus. It's about sex. It's about drugs. It's about everything that would destroy a black person in this country. My dude, you can't get away with the level of drugs that white people get away with. You can't do cocaine you can't do Molly like the way Miley Cyrus can. Man, you're going to jail. You can't talk. You can talk gunplay, but if you get some real guns and be about it, you're gonna be like my boy who threw his hat up in the air and it still ain't came down 10 years later. What's my boy? What's your boy with the white t-shirt, blue sweatpants on? His video, he threw his hat up in the air and he got denied bail just a few weeks ago. What is my man's name?
I got it. Ben, why you think about that? I want to point out one last thing. And I don't like going preachy on the culture, right? But man, what we're talking about actually goes deeper than just hip hop. I look at black businesses. I look at like the support that we have for each other and the love that we have for each other. I haven't said it on this show, right? But like, we will give a pass to a white company for having bad customer service.
Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda.
Right,
Yeah.
Bobby Shmurda ain't came out of jail.
Yeah, Bobby Shmurda. He threw his hat up 6 years ago. It ain't come back down yet. But he talked about gunplay and was about that life, and he went to jail. Black folks can't get away with the stuff that we rap about like white folks can get away about the stuff they sing about. I'm sorry, Marcus. Go ahead.
No, right now, but Smurder's still in.
Say that again.
Tekashi 6ix9ine on the streets right now, and Smurder's still in.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's right. That's because Tekashi sold out a whole bunch of black people, even though they deserved it. But I mean, I said it. Like, hey, 6ix9ine is a snitch, but he needed to be a snitch. Those guys were going to try to kidnap him and kill him. So what I'm getting at is, like, we need to support each other in our communities, right? And white people need to support black businesses too, right? And why I say this is because you support all of our negative shit. Y'all go out and buy all the nastiest, dumbest, craziest music, be rapping it, be turning it up turning up in the traffic in your car, listening to, bumping, nigga this, nigga that, but you won't go to the black grocery store and shop there.
Of course not.
Right?
Course
You know
not.
what I mean? Like, and black folks are like that also, right? Or the black clothing store, or even a little show called Clickbaity.
Bring it on home, brother. Bring it on home.
No, I'm being serious, right? Let me tell you the amount of people who watches our show. We got senators that watch our show. We got future senators who watch our show.
Congress people.
People watch our show. Hold on, real quick, Marcus. Shout out to the SIP. I went on their lunch hour yesterday, and they said we be sneaking in y'all show. So shout out to the ladies that do SIP. The aunties over there, y'all did a great job of taking care of us and allowing us to talk about black men and voting. So thank y'all for watching our show.
Shout out, yeah. So, but we got a lot of people who watch our show. I brought it back to this show, and you think they're gonna share it on their platform? You think they're gonna shop at our business? Nah, because our business is true, right? So I brought that back to here for a reason, right? Support black businesses in real life and online, and also support things that are actually telling the truth, right? So don't let Kendrick Lamar be the only righteous thing you do this year.
I rock with that, man. I like the way though you brought that accountability. It's not only white folks. It's our fellow gentrifying black people who like to consume this ratchet. And again, you prefaced it by saying we ain't preaching the morality of hip hop. I don't care personally what you choose to rap about, sing about, do with your life. But let's just call a spade, right? They are commodifying black poverty and black ratchetness, right? They take it, they commodify it, but they got to distance themselves from it as far as they possibly can. I keep using Miley Cyrus. I bring Miley Cyrus back up. She came and she tried to imitate and emulate all that she saw in the black community, made her quick cash, and then she backed off and went right back to her Disney culture. You know what I mean?
Didn't she have a song called Jay-Z?
I don't know that
Yeah,
song.
we heard that song on the radio, and I literally could not listen to any time I heard the song. It felt so disgusting to me because of what it did, man. It literally was the epitome of that. Like, it was like she's bragging that she's still in the culture, and you're gonna pay her for it.
Hey, Mondale. And turn right around. I had a cut off sleeve flannel on, singing a country song. Like
Right.
6 months later.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, and Renee.
Well, to me, it wasn't the like the shape shifting. Going. It wasn't the song about. I mean, it wasn't her going from hip hop to country, because Beyonce does that better than any of them. When she does country, it's better than any of them. And also Ray Charles did country.
Ray Charles was the best.
Ray Charles did country better than any white person I know. Him and the Neville brothers. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. But so I get that. But what I'm talking about is this exploitation. There's a difference in it. Like, this is an exploitation when she made a song. I mean, like, because it was almost like her antagonizing Jay-Z, who had made this song. Remember, he made the line about Miley twerking.
Yeah.
It was him critiquing her, like, what's going on with our culture? You know what I'm saying? Like, this, I didn't hear white people say that Miley Cyrus created twerking. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, wait, what? So when he did that, it was almost like her saying, "Nigga, man, don't forget this is my America, and I'll make a song with your name in it about nothing to do with you, but just put your name in it because I can."
Hey, can we talk about how Billy Ray Cyrus canceled Nicki Minaj? All right, I'll leave that one alone. Yeah.
When did that happen?
So her daddy. What? Oh yeah. So her daddy. This is very important. And, we don't get into entertainment like that, but her dad, Miley Cyrus's dad. So Nicki Minaj at an award show did some shit and called out.
What's good?
Yeah, what's good, Miley? What's good? Called out Miley Cyrus. Y'all remember that? Well,
If
So
he does.
somebody in the music industry wasn't happy about that. And you know who that was? That was Billy Ray Cyrus, who obviously is a lot more powerful than I thought he was in the music industry. He's like one of these. He's one of the
He's a kingmaker.
He had their daughter, bro.
Right. So what did Billy Ray Cyrus do? From allegedly, Billy Ray Cyrus called up Birdman and said, if you don't get that nigger bitch in order, look it up.
Oh.
You just said
if
you don't get that nigga bitch in order and basically make her apologize. But he did drop the N-bomb to Birdman. Now, y'all, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But he dropped the N-bomb on Birdman, basically saying, get your nigger in order, right? And
that hard R, that hard R. Ooh.
Yes, it just does it to my soul.
That hard R, man. I can't even.
I just binged Lovecraft Country, and somebody said those exact line. Yeah.
I mean, I know you just reporting the news, Marcus, but boy, every time I hear that hard.
Okay, pause. First off, we've gone through 456 years of that word getting used behind my back. I can say it in public. I don't care about that.
No, do your thing. Do your thing. I just
hard. That's what he used. Because when they use it, they don't care either.
No, bro. Do your thing because you got to report it the way you got it. I'm just saying, like, boy, it don't matter who I hear the hard R from.
I know those two words aren't the same. Nigga don't hit me like that ER does.
Yeah, that's all we say.
Well, yeah, and that's what. Okay, so that's what he said.
No, we Marcus, we're not critical.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just saying, like, that's the connotation, and that's how serious it is.
Exactly.
So when we talk about white supremacy in this country, right? And I mean, didn't Billy Ray Cyrus do Old Town Road remix?
Bro, I was gonna say and I hate to have to cancel him. At the same time, I was thinking good about him because how he helped out your boy. Man, my brain is not working. What's the Old Town Road dude? What's his name?
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X.
He didn't just help him out. He actually, he made sure that he became like the #1 selling country song or artist.
Unbelievable.
Like longest on the #1 spot. So Marcus is I got my researches on what Marcus said, and Marcus is not lying. That was a claim made by Choke No Joke, who is notorious for making claims that sometimes aren't reputable. But it absolutely was in the ethos that he said that to Birdman, but not verified. Birdman didn't verify it, and also
because put
is
some respect
Birdman
on my
verify? Wait, pause. Is Birdman gonna verify?
I'm saying it was in the ethos. I'm just saying it's not.
Okay, well, how about this right here? Where's Nicki Minaj?
I hope she still got some money in the bank and she's just living her life.
She just had a baby, fam.
She said, "What's good, Molly?"
Man, that's not true. She had damn 2 albums since then. That What's Good Molly is really, really old.
Yeah,
and
but her sales dropped, her push dropped. Like, I mean,
Cardi B came out.
We can have more than one Mondale. There could be more than one black woman rapping, bro.
You tell the world that. Don't tell me. I enjoy both of them.
I'm just saying, man. Like Nicki Minaj still like. Okay, check this out. Nicki Minaj on Monster with Jay-Z and with Jay-Z and Buddy from Miami.
Nicki Minaj when she on a song with Drake, Lil Wayne, and Eminem, and she did all 3 of their rapping styles in that one song in her verse.
Right. So
all y'all are spot on. Those are great tracks. And I don't know if mine is better, but the one I love Nicki Minaj for was the one with Trey Songz. God, my brain's not working today. What's the one with Trey Songz where when she first came out back like 10 years ago? God, forget about it. Go ahead. Go on the conversation. My brain is done.
Yeah, I mean, so here's my thing. Her skill set.
Marcus, what's that octopus vitamin and stuff that they use for the old people brain?
I need that this morning.
I'm about to order some medicine in Massachusetts for big.
Bro, my brain is not working this morning. It was dope. Bottoms Up, boy. Her verse on Bottoms Up went bananas, bro. Especially when you were at the club. But see, I was young and in the club at that time, and that song dropped. Man, that thing was bananas, and her flow was immaculate, bro.
What I'm saying is, Nicki hasn't dropped any. Her tangible skill set has not gone anywhere.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's not like we phased out of Nicki Minaj type rapping. Like, okay, I understand you didn't like Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is hot. Then all of a sudden, a certain different kind of rap style came in. So to me, there's universal rappers like Jay-Z, like a T.I., like guys who could, like maybe Nas a little bit, like like universal rappers that could drop a hot song in the 90s and drop a hot song right now, right?
Yeah.
And then Nicki Minaj is one of those rappers.
You ain't lying, bro. No,
Right,
her skill set has
what
never
happened
changed.
to her? Billy Ray Cyrus happened to her ass. That's what happened.
Bro, y'all got the hang on. Let me first of all,
Listen, the loose connection of facts like that is the beginning of conspiracy theories. Right there. What you just did was how that shit happens. He was like, listen, hey.
bro, y'all are killing me in the chat room. They killing me in the chat room. They said
when he was running, because he was talking about Jane. Remember that day Marcus was talking about Jane Sanders, Bernie Sanders' wife.
that's when the conspiracy started.
That's the same day he broke his toenail.
How did a whole tower fall from a? They finally got what they wanted from the title of the show today. You finally got it.
What's that?
Oh, they didn't know we were ratchet.
Oh man. But do y'all think that there's your girl Megan Thee Stallion? I know there's enough room in hip hop for multiple dynamic women rappers, but it just seems to be the trend that you really like. At what era, what stage do we have two top tier hitting black women MCs at the same time? And I know I'm struggling, but I can't today. My brain's not working today, but I can't think of a period where you had two. They always replace one with the next one. I'm trying to think of a period where we actually had two women at the top of their MC game,
right now.
Rap game.
Right now,
Megan Thee Stallion and who?
And Cardi.
They got
Megan and Cardi.
Cardi is a beast. I don't know. Okay, all right. Let me ask y'all this. Y'all, you put Cardi's skills right there next to Megan's as an MC, as a lyricist.
Cardi actually.
I love Cardi. I love Cardi.
Cardi writes a lot of her stuff, and
I don't doubt her skill set, but I just don't see them in the same.
Importantly, she's in her raps are intelligent and funny. Like first, if you're funny, that's a sign of intelligent. Go back and listen to WAP. Her whole verse in WAP is a beast. The most funny verse in the history of rap, I'd say.
Bro,
close to it.
She is a beast. I am not. I love Cardi. Cardi is up there. She is at the top of her game. I just don't know if I could lyrically put her in the same category, man. That's just I don't know. I think Megan came with a whole different. I don't know. I don't think.
Hey man, I got a question for you, Ben and Mondale. Was ODB a good lyricist?
Yes.
Yeah, he was brilliant. He was brilliant in his
when we had Lil Kim and Foxy Brown and Rod Digger.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
And Trina was on the television. And Lauren and Trina.
So you're right. So then why ain't Nicki in the top of the game? So you right. She's just taking a break.
Listen, what Mark is talking about, what's good, Miley, what's good, was on the radio on an award show when Miley was hosting the award show, and her and Nicki supposedly had some beef or whatever. That was 2015. Nicki's put out an album since then, just one. That's why, bro. She only put out one album. The last album was
Tamara says she got a man. That's why she gone.
G pointed out something very good. We would be remiss if we did not say Rhapsody. Because boy, that girl can rap up behind. Rhapsody can go.
Yeah.
Can I say something though?
ODB was fire.
Rappers that are dope to the culture, but like their delivery don't allow them to win. I think like that's different though. Like you could be a dope lyricist and be trash as a rapper.
Give me who's your top? Who comes to mind when you say that?
Well, I can't say one because you in the audience will go crazy. Marcus in the audience will start screaming. So I'm just gonna keep them to myself.
No, don't say it. Bro, say it.
No, I'm not because it's gonna cloud up the conversation. But let me give you an example. To me, one of the greatest lyricists ever is Jay Electronica, but his lack of self-esteem and his inability to complete a project makes him a trash rapper. Like he'll get on your album and make you wish you never put him. You should have gave him bars. You should have gave him a verse on your album. He is amazing all the time, but it's only in verses. Like if you listen to the album that Jay-Z made him put out after 13 years of waiting,
13.
Jay-Z is on every song because he can't complete. You know what I'm saying? Like the project doesn't feel like it would have been a Jay Electronica project because you got him and Jay-Z on every track that came out. So Jay Electronica is one. There's also people who are amazingly talented, but their delivery is not. It's just it don't work.
But it's worthwhile for the sake of the conversation. Who did you originally have in your mind when you said that? It's worthwhile, man. Come on.
Smart enough, Nas.
I knew that's exactly.
Hey,
Nas,
Ether versus Takeover. Like,
what do you think?
we just need to rename the show Ether versus Takeover because
That's the eternal struggle, man. That's the eternal battle.
Struggle.
That's like capitalism versus labor.
And he can't get on beat for nothing.
AK, the scholar called you out a few minutes, not too long ago. He said, "I bet he's talking about Nas."
You already knew he was.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's why being angry. Oh, he knew it.
I knew where you.
I want to give my most underrated rappers real quick because I think.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so first, Devin the Dude.
Oh,
Devin the Dude is one of the most underrated rappers and lyricists out there. ODB. I think a lot of people listen to ODB's style and don't really listen to what the hell he was saying. ODB was saying some of the most magical lyrics of all time. And he should literally be up there on the pantheon of MCs, but he always gets left out because the style was just
his style was just too abstract for his time. Like he was ahead of his time.
It was unchecked by white culture. Like this is not like they didn't know how to market ODB. But this is why. But like Wu-Tang said, you can't have Wu-Tang without Old Dirty Bastard. So
you literally couldn't have that. So there's a little group from the South that I don't know what the hell happened to them, but Phil Mob.
Oh yeah.
Phil Mob was the most underrated lyrical group because Outkast was out and doing their thing at the same time. But to be honest with you, Phil Mob could push them word for word. So those are my three. There's a couple more, but those are my three.
Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yay. Give me the mic so I can take it away. Off on a natural charge, bon voyage. This is Old Dirty Bastard, man.
ODB, man.
So I think my most underrated rapper, and part of it is like this dude's ego. He ain't really trying to be famous, but dude is not getting the shine he should. I feel like if Kanye West fans would dig deeper, they would see the influence he had on the thing that they call a genius in Kanye, and that is Sci-Hi the Prince. So y'all give Kanye West credit for being a genius, but Sci-Hi was sitting there not getting credit. Also, Sci-Hi, people don't know this, Sci-Hi was actually signed to Luda a long time ago and just starved on that record label. Like, dude is a genius, man. Like, when that guy spit, there ain't nobody as calm on a beat and kill it like him. I mean, period. Sci-Hi the Prince is underrated. I also believe that Toby Nwigwe is not getting the shine that he deserved. Brother is a monster.
JT Money.
You say JT Money?
JT Money. I don't care what nobody say. JT Money was 8 Ball and MJG. We talked about him earlier.
I mean, we go in that category. Like, you go to the Dirty South category, but there's so many.
Now I'm going to say something. You can't listen to 8 Ball and MJG now publicly. You can't. I dare you to sit in a car and play a whole 8 Ball and MJG album without feeling a little uncomfortable.
I'm gonna throw Beanie Siegel is on that list for me. I know he's had some success, but Beanie Siegel is on that list for me. Black Thought is always on that list for me because he's just quietly back there just dropping bars for bars. I had somebody else, but what's her name in the chat room?
Big Crit.
K-Love. K-Love actually changed my third one. It's gonna be Mystical, man. Mystical.
I like He's
Mystical.
a rapper.
God damn it, bro.
Hard
You
R.
ain't lying.
Hard R. He's just hard. The other R. The hard R.
No, you see, I put it at the end. It's the hard R at the beginning. But we're not talking about their morality and their cancelability, because we could cancel a lot of these niggas. But
All right,
but Mystical,
R&B.
what's that?
Let's have a conversation about R&B then.
Nah. That's my genre for real.
Is Jacquees the king of R&B?
Man, we're gonna boot you off the show for even posing that question, man.
Hey,
Cancel the show. We're gonna replace you. We're gonna replace you with Antifas. Go ahead.
Who's the best R&B singer?
Nah. That's yeah. You can't ask that question, man. Of all time, you got to break it down. Category: male or female?
Male.
It's a tie between Marvin and Luther for me.
You can't say anything other than what Marcus just said.
Luther ain't R&B. Luther might be later in his years, but Marvin is all soul. Come on now, stop.
Yeah, but you can't really have that conversation without including Marvin, man. You just hear
Marvin,
that
no, listen, I love that.
Okay, so you making more distinctions. I would tell you who the most underrated is. But in terms of the top, you gotta say you're required by custom and law to say Luther. You can't say anybody else but Luther. Who you gonna say is the top?
Who made more hits than anybody in R&B?
Prince.
Nah, Prince had the hits, but I'm trying to think who had the most.
Michael
Jackson.
Y'all don't want to say it because of cancel culture, but okay, keep going.
Oh, okay. So
no,
wait.
He's so canceled. We ain't even think about him.
Hold on. I haven't said his name yet. Him, it's like Voldemort, right?
The name that shall not be mentioned.
He's not. It's like Voldemort. But dare I say there is one man that can compete with him who should not be said.
I mean, hell, we mentioned Mystical, so you can almost mention
Ron Osley.
Oh man, come on! I think he falls in the underrated category, and only in the sense of the props.
But listen. First off, generations, right?
People have been born because of that shit.
Huh?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Which artist fueled Ron Osley's comeback, writing all of his music?
Come on, man. Come on. You ain't gonna make us. You're not gonna make us bring it up.
He's the reason why I brought him up. I can't front. You are contagious, drive me crazy.
What the hell is going on between the sheets and my home? Baby, will let me explain. Boy, that was a jam, boy.
Sexy lady. And hey, listen.
Drive me crazy.
If watching this who actually listened to R&B at that time, if you act like you weren't trapped in the closet, y'all follow every single song.
Now, okay, I'm gonna throw. I cannot out of it. It's just required for me to throw this brother in this conversation. Underrated R&B singer who he hasn't had a whole bunch of hits in the commercial sense, but he has consistently. People have been making babies to his music for decades.
Babyface.
Joe Thomas. Joe. All the things your man won't do, Joe. He's one of the most underrated R&B singers.
Did recently. I mean, it wasn't recent, but it's like in our time, because what you're saying is absolutely true. And I feel like he was a bald-headed brother in the era of bald-headed brothers, so he didn't get a lot of love. Right. But did you see him flex on the world though? Remember Adele did that song. What is it? Hello.
Oh yes, Hello.
He did a version from his.
And he redid that thing. Boy.
I was like, why he do that woman like that? And he did it like the week after she came out with it, and I was like, bro, he should have did that to her.
That was really good.
You should really listen to his version of Hello. He smashes her like. He just showing people who he is. Like I was like,
just him and the piano.
Gentlemen, not to age ourselves too much, but like, you know, what I mean, I don't know who sings right now. The Weeknd, maybe.
I haven't listened to R&B album
and I remember there was a time period where Richard Pryor said on his comedy, "You got to sing to be able to get some." Right, but you don't have to sing anymore.
Behind me like
I don't even
Candyman.
know who sings now. Like, I mean, not like a whole song. You dig what I'm saying? Like, when was the last time you heard a new soulful ballad?
No, you haven't. You haven't, bro.
I don't think this R&B, this iteration of R&B was meant for me. This is how I know I'm old. I see fashion as crazy. I see music as crazy, and I'm like, oh, They ain't making shit for me no
I'm
more.
actually okay with the fashion that's out right now. The fashion,
Bro.
I can. Who come to mind that you don't like in their fashion right now?
Bro, you're cool with these these sneakers from Louis Vuitton, all these name brands, these big
Oh, the
phony.
ugly shoes.
Yeah, the ugly shoes that people paying $2,000 for. That don't make sense to
All
me.
right,
A lot of
you
stuff
talking about you?
I don't get. I'm
That's a,
slow.
that's a
Don't get mad at me. Please don't troll me about this because you're gonna lose because I don't care. What I'm telling you, because I'm certain my mom and dad had a problem with me wearing baggy pants and Timbs. But I'm just telling you, growing up, I feel like now marketing ain't for me. The clothing, nothing sounds like for me. Like I'm okay waking up every day, starting out listening to John P. Key, going to DMX, from DMX
yes, sir.
to the
Come on,
only
my deal.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, we got to do R&B groups, man, because when you say just the way you talking reminds me of how old I am. I was talking to some friends who are much younger than me, and I had to explain to them why what's the platinum hair boy from Drew Hill?
So what's the name?
Cisco. Why Cisco? I had to explain to them why Cisco in our era could not be he could not, he had to hide his sexuality in our era because it was just a totally different world when
Wait.
Wait. Cisco came out.
Oh, stop.
Pause.
What's Cisco's sexuality? What are you talking about?
he didn't. I'm pretty sure he came out. Hang on.
Is Cisco? I don't think
I
Cisco
don't
is
know.
gay.
No, I don't think so. I think
Really?
he came out with Villalaga.
I could hang on now. I could just be
But I know what you're saying. Like
a complete. Hang on.
Nah, man.
Wait,
Listen,
why? Hang on. Something funny. I just looked up Cisco came out, and they didn't take me to Cisco. They took me to Benjamin Cisco from Star Trek.
okay.
So wait a minute. So am I wrong in that? Because if he had,
by the way, that guy's amazing.
He is.
James, well, I take it back. 'Cause I'll take your word for it.
But,
Yeah,
what I'm saying though is, but the point you're making is not lost though. Like you couldn't have been like at the time, at the toxic time that what we call hip hop golden age when it was the best, when it was in the '90s. You couldn't be Lil Nas X and be
Right.
hip hop. Like so, I hear what you're saying.
You could not be. It was. I remember the first magazine cover that I read. It was back in 95, 96 that talked about gay men in hip hop. And it was so controversial that it was like you could not imagine. And like it was at first it was a huge rejection by hip hop artists, right? They're absolutely like there's no way in the world hip hop can be, because that's just the way it was. And now we have a totally different side of it where it's like people are who they are, and it's a part of hip hop. So I was wrong. Apparently I was wrong about Cisco. But in terms of the time when we grew up in R&B and hip hop, you just couldn't come out.
Yeah, it was toxic.
Real quick, I know we're coming up on our hour, but I have to say something. Mondale, when it comes down to clothes, if I dress, I agree with you 1,000%. Those shoes, I have to reemphasize it, and I agree with you. So we both can be canceled. The Balenciagas that look like spaceships. Matter of fact, I'll say it. Yeezys, they're ugly.
Oh man, you ain't even got. They're the ugliest thing. Like who buying them joints?
I don't care how much you like them. Yeezys are ugly shoes, right?
All right, take it off of shoes though, man. Come on, like let's talk about wardrobe. What part of the wardrobe today y'all don't like?
Okay, so
Go ahead, Marcus.
I'm more of a classic guy, right? So like, don't get me wrong. I the same clothes I'm wearing right now I would have wore 10 years ago, right? So I just have a certain style about myself that I like to keep consistency. So sweaters, you know what I mean? A vest, dress nice, shoes. What I don't like, honestly, is man, and it's obviously because I've aged out of it, right? But like, the cartoon, like super cartoony, super duper tight clothing that is just unnecessarily tight, and also anything that has to do with sagging tight jeans.
Yeah, okay. I like skinny jeans, but sagging the skinny jeans to me is like
I like slim fit jeans. I don't understand skinny jeans. Skinny jeans to me is too much work to get dressed. Like my first job was the Marine Corps. The object of getting dressed was quick. Period. So skinny jeans complicated for me. I don't like this idea that it's okay to buy raggedy clothes. I grew up poor, so this idea that I'm gonna buy something that's already ripped, that I'm paying you extra amounts of money for, or dirty sneakers. Like they selling these $600 dirty sneakers. I don't understand that. So I don't like the ripped clothes fashion. I don't like this look, this mob look like it's military or futuristic. That Kanye trying to. I don't like it. It's weird to me. I also don't understand these baggy shirts and these real slim jeans. It throws my head. I'm confused as hell. Like, why are y'all wearing these big old shirts and these like super skinny jeans?
Who that though? I'm trying to see, like, I'm trying to picture somebody, because I really like when I see skinny jeans. I like skinny jeans enough. I'm not gonna wear them, but I think they sometimes you see them they got them. They're dressing it up right. Their wardrobe is right. I don't get the skinny jeans and the bagging, because it's like, why you struggling? You really struggling to make a decision.
If you want to see it, all you got to do is go to Perimeter Mall in Atlanta, Georgia, right? On a Saturday.
But that's not. I don't think that's representative of what you see in general in hip hop right now.
No. Follow what I'm saying. If you go to Perimeter Mall, first off, make sure that they
shout out to Perimeter.
Yeah, make sure they're not shooting. And the funny part about Perimeter Mall is,
no, you ain't gonna sneak that in there. You said make sure they're not shooting.
Yeah, make sure they ain't shooting. I don't care. They shoot at Perimeter.
I heard it.
The shooting that happened this weekend was not at Perimeter. It was at Lenox, bro.
No, well, excuse me, not Perimeter. I meant Lenox. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Lenox. Lenox is what I meant. In Buckhead, right? Lenox. Yes, Lenox. If you're ever in Atlanta, Georgia, and you want to see all of the brand new styles, go to Lenox Mall on a Saturday. You will see everything, and also make sure they're not shooting.
But you also got to consider. Right? It's a really eclectic mix right now of fashion, because you know something that's actually coming back, and it's not necessarily coming back in hip hop or pop culture, but just in social media. There's a lot of people who sporting, like, rocking the hell out of suits, man. Like, they rocking suits and they rocking them right. They ain't rocking the big Steve Harvey, bell bottom, you know what I mean? Big zoot suits from church. They rocking suits the way they're supposed to be fitted. Like, I see a lot of that on social media, but not necessarily in hip hop or R&B culture. So I want to make sure I separate those two. I like the way.
The reason I say that is because hip hop is the determinant of culture. Like everything is exported from this country through hip hop.
So hang on. What about when dudes wear shorts and those ugly white socks pulled up to their calves? Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, in college, I would do that. I would put on the number one thing people hated, but we all did it at some point, is flip flops and socks. Did you ever do that?
Never.
You never did that one time?
Never. I don't even own flip flops. I think they're weird. I don't like them. Andrew Gillum actually got a post out right now where he's trying to start this trend where he's trying to get people to show his flip flops and like take a picture of your flip flops and socks on, because somebody was clowning him about wearing flip flops and socks. So a bunch of people are reacting to his post by showing a bunch of flip flops. Like, I don't own sliders at all. I think flip flops are weird.
I got one pair. Go ahead.
And your Yeezy sliders are ugly too. I don't care. They're
really
ugly.
They look like swole marshmallows.
Stop trying to treat Yeezy sliders like the dress shoes. Put some damn shoes on, boy.
They are. The suits used to be full of hammer pads. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody else said Linux sucks. Y'all got them hating on Linux ball around here, man. They say Linux don't. This is Black Sky on YouTube said Linux don't do us up in here. Perimeter Mall, Marcus. She calling you Perimeter Mall, Marcus. And then a couple other one. Torches and Pitchfork says bring back Buckshot Shorty and those hockey jerseys. I don't know.
That was an error. Let's be serious. Black people.
No, it certainly was.
But
y'all remember the Mecca brand? Y'all ever rock Mecca?
Hell yeah.
That was our era, bro.
Mecca, cross colors. Come on, man.
Timberland boots.
I'm gonna take it back a little further. And you're a Florida boy, Ben. Duckhead.
So I speaking of boots, I just want to show y'all. I went and bought another pair. Look at it, Marcus. Another pair, same boots. Listen, I'm a creature of habit. This is like my 7th pair of these boots. I keep buying them.
Hey, Mondale's a stylish brother, man. Like, people give me props, but Mondale on some sneak stuff, he'll be wearing $2,000 worth of clothes on your ass, and you wouldn't even know it.
Oh, capitalist ass.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
How much time we got left? Oh, snap. I'm sorry. I think I got a call at 10 o'clock. Hang on. Let me look at my calendar. Let me call my calendar.
Classic J's.
No, I'm good. That's not
All
today.
day, every day.
We got those in every color.
I got them in a lot of colors. I have them in a lot of colors.
You do have a hell of a collection over there of J's, don't you?
I don't mess around.
I could never. I don't know if I can even bring myself to do that now. But when I
bought one pair of
really want to. That's all. I don't own one. You know what I wear?
You gave them to me as a child.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of Chuck Taylors. That's what I got. I got Chuck Taylors in just about any color that you want to see them because they were affordable and they were stylish. So,
Can I ask you a question? How you walk in those motherfuckers and not feel like your ankle's about to fall off?
that might be why my ankles hurt so bad. It might be.
Every time I walk, I tried on some Chucks in the mall once. Every time I try them Jones on the take like steps, it feel like I'm knocking on hell's door. Like I'm trying to get in. My ankles ain't built for Chuck Taylor.
I mean, as funny as it, my shoe game actually looks like what I'm dressing like today. I have Jordans and I have Stacey Adams.
You know what? Stacey Adams got some good shoes, but I don't know. They just got. I just don't like them. I don't like them anymore. Like
I know. I mean, I get the 3-tone, the 2-tone, like the 1-tone flat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just can't rock Stacey Adams no more.
I can't fathom myself getting like the Gucci or Louis Vuitton shoes.
Louis Vuitton. I actually have wanted a pair, and I guess maybe I can go buy me a pair now. But I got the knockoff version from Louis Vuitton.
Go ahead,
so I might go get me a pair of Louis Vuittons.
Splurge on that Apple Louis Vuitton.
Man, holler at me, man. There's a lot of shoes that we should be talking about in
that would be the one pair of shoes that I would actually go ahead and say, you know what, because I've been wanting to get, but I've always had the knockoff Louis Vuittons anytime I step out going to somebody's club back when I was single. But anyway, I digress.
Well, before we go, I just want to point out that there was an episode where me and Mondale interviewed Georgia Senate candidates, and in that episode, it was a couple of them. We did 3 episodes that day. We did a change of clothes maybe 3 times in 1 hour, and the reason why is because we haven't been able to wear our suits during this pandemic.
Bro, wait a minute. Hang on. Nick on YouTube said y'all sound like some capitalists right about now.
Because we like clothes. Don't try to put us in no box, bro.
She just clouded us.
No, we got potato sacks. And we gotta wear potato sacks.
Sackcloth and ashes.
Hey, I didn't hear what y'all was saying when y'all was so much. Did y'all say Louis Vuitton or Louis Vuitton? Which kind of
Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton. V.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the red bottoms.
Oh, bro. Listen, I'm watching the series. I never really cared that much for red bottoms until 2 instances. I was at a campaign event in Tampa years ago, and bro, this sister, she had to be every bit of 6'1".
You married?
Bro, no, I ain't talking about. I ain't talking about her. I ain't talking about her body. I ain't talking about her body. That was on point, but she came through in some red bottoms, and I'm like, oh, that's the big deal about red bottoms. That was the first time. I'm watching this old series called Lucifer. You ever watch that?
Yeah,
Bruh.
I mean, every episode is the same.
It is. Detective. But the red bottom game in there is ridiculous. From the men's red bottoms to the women's red bottoms. I guess I can see it now. Well, what you talking about with your red? You got some red bottoms, Mondale?
No, I don't. I was trying to figure. I didn't know what shoes you. I wanted to make sure we were talking.
I'm talking about LV.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was just asking. Yeah, I don't.
So my fashion industry friends actually tell me this, and they say, listen, there is qualities of clothing that last longer, and sometimes you got to spend money for it, right?
Yes, this is true.
So if you see a polo shirt, right? Like matter of fact, you can find quality at a thrift store. You can find quality at Walmart, right? But I mean, if you go to a shop that sells $90 sweaters, right? Like Lacoste that I wear. I'm not saying how much they cost, but that sweater is going to last me a long ass time. So sometimes you have to pay for things that you like. I had a Tommy Hilfiger sweater, even though I bought it before I knew he was a racist.
He ain't racist. That myth has been put to sleep, bro.
Whatever. I don't care. He's still racist. I had a Tommy Hilfiger sweater that lasted me for 7 years. Literally, actually 10 years.
No, all jokes aside, no, man, you ain't lying, bro. The first thing expensive
Marcus
thing.
is our age, but Marcus talk like he One of our viewers said like 3-4 weeks ago that Marcus was raised by an old head.
That's it.
Marcus really is like somebody's uncle.
Bro.
Damn.
But he ain't lying, bro.
Shit, and you ain't gonna stop what Marcus' point is. He gonna keep going like, I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? And
I gotta put this on the screen. I gotta put this on the screen for Andrea. Andrea said, "I love Lucifer." Outside of the context of exactly. You can't say that sentence without saying the TV series.
Yeah, the TV show Lucifer.
Damn.
Yeah. Every episode is the same, man. Like every episode is, and they all have had sex with each other.
I don't even know what is it about. Is it like a soap opera or something?
It's literally.
It's a crime.
Lucifer
it's a detective show.
Yeah, it's a TV show that Lucifer is the good guy that helps out detective in LA from saving people from crime and bad guys. Like literally, Lucifer is a good guy.
Think about it this way. It is a redemption arc. You know how stories have the different arcs, the hero arc, whatever. This is a redemption arc for the devil. And he said, I never made anybody do nothing. I get blamed for everything, but all I do is punish people for what they did. It's actually a pretty good show. I kind of got addicted to it, but everybody in there, you're right. Everybody slept with everybody and everybody wear red bottom shoes.
Say again, Mondale?
Say it again.
Have y'all seen Lovecraft Country? I'm late to this because I just binged it.
Oh my God. Listen, Lovecraft. First off, I'm happy that you had enough time to finally binge Lovecraft Country. That is.
They cost me all my sleep.
Yeah, no, but that's first. I'm happy that you needed that. Lovecraft Country might be one of the best black shows ever created.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna start it tonight then.
Point blank. So I won't talk about the show, but I'm telling you right now, wow is all I'm gonna say, and then we could just once you, I mean, you're gonna be
Lovecraft.
Yeah, you're gonna be done with it. I'm just gonna say wow at that. Like I was hesitant to watch it. I mean, I ain't got time for that. But like between the hours of like midnight and 4 a.m., that's all I've been doing.
How many episodes is it?
10.
Hey, wait till you get to the episode where she go out of space.
Don't even just go.
Hey, listen, bro. Like it's not giving nothing away.
Go forth.
I won't. Here's the thing. Even though like how I do love destroying things for you, I'm not going to take that away from you. You need to enjoy it.
Okay. At least be honest about it, Monday. At least be honest.
I'm not going to take that one away from you, bro.
You know who say shit like that?
Who that? Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. It was something. You know how much I love enjoying stuff for you. I'm gonna let you keep this one. Ain't that nice?
Mondale, what city are you in, if you can disclose?
I'm in Atlanta.
You in Atlanta? I'm gonna ship you this. We could have said this off the air, but I'm gonna ship you a microphone that you could use to plug right into your camera. It's on the go. It's totally dope and it's easy to use. And I'm gonna get that to you so that while you're traveling.
The problem is you're offering me a gift right after you just got finished telling me how much you love Lucifer. And I feel like I'm owing you something for it. I'm good. I go get a mic, bro. That's gonna sit well with my soul, my Christian soul. Thank you, but no thank you.
It is kind of interesting to be watching a show where you pulling for the devil. You literally pulling for the devil. You want this cat to win, and they actually make God so separate from the conversation that you're not sure if God is the good guy in the story or the bad guy in the story. They make sure they make sure you think that even the good things that are happening with Lucifer could be attributed to God because of his master plan, or it could be the devil is rebelling against God and he's winning. You don't really know, because it's like a lot of moral ambiguity, especially if you're a Christian or any type of religious person, to see the devil do good things and have a change, like just change into a really empathetic individual who's probably a better example of a Christian than Donald Trump.
This is what's wrong with American society.
Here you go. Preach.
They've literally devolved into a space where Lucifer, Satan, the devil is the hero. I won't treat you like that as our fans. Just know that I love you. Ben and Marcus with their love for Lucifer.
Mute him.
Don't care about
Mute him.
Listen.
You got to mute.
He's been muted. They can't hear you, Mondale. You've been muted.
Amazing,
Okay,
great.
nah, he's
So
back. He's back. Go ahead.
Ben and Marcus are the ones that really care about you, and on a daily basis, we come to provide you good quality, wholesome, well-educated programming and content. Unlike Mondale, who wants to push your mind on a daily basis with things that are not going to be productive for society whatsoever. So don't trust what Mondale says, but trust Ben and Marcus. We have Mondale on here just for a couple of points of views, but we also love the atheists, the Christians, and everyone else.
Yep.
Thank you.
Agnostic.
Here's what I would say to you all. Marcus has a saying that he likes to say all the time. He usually scream it so you might not hear it. But he said they want you not to believe your lying ass eyes. Marcus just got been telling you that the author of Deceit is their favorite. Huh? The soul of Bitcoin is their favorite. They live in a world, a parallel universe where Satan is on par with God with morality. It is Marcus, y'all. You decide. But after you decide, buy one of these green cloths for $9.99 from me.
Hey, did he make a sales pitch?
Bro, he just offered them some holy oil. He just offered them some snake oil, bro.
Hey, wait, we've been on it for a very long time.
What's that?
Tell me, Marcus.
I just want everybody to understand that this show is getting better, and we're happy that you guys watch us.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yep, that's love. Hey, we are at the 2-hour mark exactly. We talked about extending it to 2 hours, and it just kind of naturally happened because between covering all the politics and then actually talk about the stuff that really matters, with all the shenanigans we be doing, it ends up taking us to 2 hours. So continue to support the program. Nathan Poloni on YouTube says, "Shut up and take my money." We'll be more than happy to. Go to Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap on Patreon and support the show. Share, tell everybody about the morning show. We commit a lot of hours to you all because, well, we committed to ourselves, to be quite honest with you, because we enjoy the camaraderie, the brotherhood, and then you get the residual, the joy that comes out of it. You can follow me on Twitter at Benjamin P. Dixon Mundell.
I am Mundell on Instagram. Again, I am Mundell on Instagram. On Facebook, it's Mundell Robinson. On Twitter, it's Mundell Robinson. And it's Black Male Voter Project everywhere.
That's love. Marcus.
Marcus for America on Instagram, Twitter. That's Marcus, the number 4, America on Instagram and Twitter. Marcus Farrell on Facebook. Old Man Politic on Twitch. And also, I'd like for our viewers to help us do something. I'd like for our viewers to, if you want to see us expand, then I want all of you to just go to Twitter. I'm giving you direct.
Won't you come?
That's what it sounds like to me.
Right? You go to Twitter. If you have a Twitter account, go to Twitter and then go to click See Thirst Trap on Twitter and retweet this and tag anybody you want. Your homegirl, a celebrity. Like, I want the people who like this show to actually go ham today. Right? Go ham and tell them just go ham and go to Twitter. Like direct action is go to Twitter. And if you're on Facebook, then I think what they call it, is it not the like button, but the follow button or the thumbs up button, whatever it is. Yeah. And like this, but start tagging people, right? You can even tag other shows. We want to actually not take away from anybody else, but we want our fans to know that, you know what I mean, we care about you, so we're gonna keep doing this as long as you do a couple of things for us also. I mean,
let me one last thing. We've been talking about I've been talking about, and I've been pushing hard. Like I want to get us on radio. The real reason I want to get us on radio is that, though, for real, can you imagine if we were able to play some of the cuts, some of the music that we talk about and we vibe with, from Otis Redding down to Cardi B? You know what kind of dope ass morning show that would be? And then we can't do it on the internet because we would get taken down, and that would be the end of my YouTube channel and all of our, because we can't play the music there. So just imagine if we were able to do this and then drop in the latest hit and then take it all the way back to Isley Brothers. That would be fire.
And for all you young people watching, Otis Redding is not a Jay-Z and a Kanye West song. He was an artist, probably one of the best. He's the reason that there's no King of Soul, because he died so young. I think
they killed Otis.
That famous age. No, they didn't kill Otis. James Brown, Otis, and a bunch of other groups were doing a concert in Wisconsin, and James Brown, who wouldn't fly, trying to get Otis to ride on the bus with him.
On the bus, that's right.
Oh man,
He was on the. He was.
It was icing outside. The plane had ice on the wings and crashed into the lake.
Ricky Valens died in there too. What's the name of it? The guy with the glasses. I forgot. Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons I hate flying. I don't get on planes because Otis Redding. We lost Otis Redding that way. But anyway, being able to add music to what we do, man, and just express ourselves not only politically, comically, sports ball wisey, and then also musically, man, it will be the dopest show in the land. So that said, we're gonna call it here because we currently ain't getting paid to do this, and we got to go do our work that we get paid to do. All right, folks.